Hello and welcome to What's Up London. I'm your host, Melissa Maloney. This week we're shining a light on powerful women, community theater, really cool outdoor activities, and a young trailblazer making waves with music and technology. It's a mix of stories that inspire, entertain, and remind us what makes London such a vibrant city. Kicking things off, we are talking about empowering women and allies in business and leadership. All Women Lead has just launched its 6th season with an exciting new format, plus their very first annual She Leads Awards, where applications are opening on October 1st. Here to share what's ahead are Jen Slay, co-founder and director of programming and client service, and Faustina Cardinali, market research and content strategist. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having us.
It's always fun interviewing us, pretending I don't know anything about us. So I will continue to pretend I know nothing. So Jen, for those who don't know about AWL Partners and All Women Lead, who are we?
Who are we? All Women Lead started in 2019 as a gender equity company. We wanted to support women in their leadership journey because it's not the same as it is for men. It's just not. And it's kind of morphed over the years into an organization that supports creating positive culture within organizations, right? And supporting people in the emotional intelligence, ensuring that leaders are strong and feel good and like where they work because we spend so much time there, right? So,
amazing.
Yeah.
So, Faustina, what's new this season with All Women Lead?
So this year is really exciting because we're doing 2 sessions instead of just one.
Oh, neat.
These sessions are monthly leadership-based webinars where we do one, and it's based on an industry professional person who comes in and talks about their leadership journey. And then the other one is called Circle Leadership, and a person comes in and tells their journey through their leadership style.
Okay. So, Jen, when we think about the awards, this is super exciting.
Very exciting.
So it's our first year with these awards. So why did we decide it was time to have awards?
Well, you know, when you think about it, we're all about empowering women. So why wouldn't we want to celebrate women's success, right? And so we're making sure that we celebrate an entrepreneur in the community as well as a business leader within the community. It's just really important that we celebrate our successes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I know it's Southwestern Ontario, so
yes, from Windsor to Kitchener.
Awesome. And when we think about sort of who should be applying for these types of awards, who do we think should, who applies?
Well, basically, anyone who really shows the values that AWL exhibits, which is, lifting people up. There's that meme that went on social media where you have a woman and they're going ahead, but they have their hand behind them to lift somebody else up. Yeah, it's anybody that is an entrepreneur that does those types of things, as well as leaders. And those leaders don't have to be entrepreneur only.
Yeah.
They could be in a business, they could be in an organization, they could be running a company, anybody.
And they don't even need to be like officially a leader, like
That's
with that
right.
leadership title.
That's
like
right.
They could be women who naturally lead without a title every single day.
Yeah.
And I think what's neat about the awards is it is a self-application process, which is always fantastic, but people can also nominate people as well. And so how do people apply?
So they can go to our website.
Okay.
And on the website, there's going to be She Leads Awards, and they click on that, and then they'll be sent. Just follow the prompts.
Okay.
Right? Just follow the prompts.
Do what you're told.
But you can also apply through going through our email. So hello@awlpartners.com.
Amazing. So because we have a minute left, could we maybe talk about what's going on for International Women's Day? Because I know that's when the awards are being presented.
Yes, they are. International Women's Day 2026. So we have some amazing speakers. We have Isabel Hudon, who is a president of a bank. We have Marcy Ian, and we have, of course, I'm going to forget the third person.
Brandy,
yes. Well, that's because we just confirmed her, but she is really a trailblazer within the trades. And so we also have 2 other women, phenomenal women, who are going to be bringing us through emotional intelligence as well as financial
amazing.
Financial stuff, yeah.
Awesome. So always good, and so people can go to the website and get any information on all of the events there, including our monthly sessions and the awards.
Yes, they can.
And what's that website one more time?
www.awlpartners.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. We'll be right back. If you've ever been to a play where everything seems to fall apart, imagine that as the actual plot. That's the joy of The Play That Goes Wrong, Broadway's funniest murder mystery that's opening right here in London. Joining us is Jawan Mapp, making his Grand Theatre debut in the role of Robert. He's going to give us a sneak peek into the chaos and comedy that you can expect. Also joining us are Rachel Peake, Artistic Director of the Grand. Welcome both of you to the show.
Thank you.
Very much.
Excited to have you both. So I know we're going to talk about the play. It is the first play of the season, though.
Yeah, we're really excited to be launching our 25-26 season, specifically with this show that is hilarious and full of energy and full of life. And, it's a play about a play. It's about a murder mystery. So it really is a beautiful homage to all the delightful things about theater. So we're really thrilled about it.
Amazing. And it is a really good lineup this year. If we have time, we'll sneak back in to talk about that.
Okay, sounds great.
So, Jawan, it's your first time at the Grand?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What do you love about this play? Tell me about it.
In theory, it's like an actor's worst nightmare because it's always the moments when things are going wrong and you're scrambling in your brain. You're like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so I have to act as if that's actually happening, but it's all, prepared and meant to happen. So it's a real acting challenge to deal with an actor's worst nightmare for a long time. But it's just so much fun because those are the moments that, as much as they are stressful, you get to play and your mind runs. You get, how are we going to fix this? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And I personally love those moments. I know a lot of actors get stressed about them, but those are my favorite parts. So it's going to be fun to have controlled chaos.
Is there anything in the play that has actually happened to you, like where you're acting something that's happening that's actually happening?
I think the one moment in the show that is similar to something that's happened to me is just like prop malfunctions.
Oh, okay.
I did a production of Into the Woods, and we had Milky White, this giant cow, and our set was full of ramps, and I had to come in on a ramp and park it, and they gave me like a little stop, but I'm like running in, so I'm not supposed to be paying attention. And so I parked the cow, and it stayed there, and then I went on and did the scene, and then halfway through the scene, Milky White decided to steal the scene and go, I'm gonna fall over. And so it's that moment, it's like, well,
what do you do?
But it's also because the audience knows, it's like something has gone wrong, we're all in on the
Yes.
joke, we're gonna have a good time.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. So tell me about what is so exciting about being part of a play at the Grand. Like for you as an actor,
Yeah.
what does this mean to you?
It's really special. My girlfriend is actually from London,
Okay.
and I've spent a lot of time here living with her and her parents, and so I've seen a lot of shows at the Grand. So it's kind of nice kind of feels like a homecoming, even though I'm not from London.
Yes.
It feels like my home, and so I'm very happy to finally get to step on the stage.
Amazing. Can I ask what other plays that you've been involved in?
I did a production of Into the Woods at Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre in Winnipeg. I did the Amen Corner at the Shaw Festival. And most recently, I did the last run of Come From Away at the Royal Alex.
Oh,
in Toronto.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, what do you love about this season? Because I know your
Oh.
heart always loves the collection.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a season full of joy. Everything Jawan's been talking about sort of exemplifies that. I think each of the shows, we focus on the season theme of You Are Here, which does come from Away, which is the final show in the season. But really wanting to focus on this idea that the shows are, made here in London and rehearsed here in London, and how proud of that we are. But that also the idea of theater is it takes you on a journey. So we have these shows. The Play That Goes Wrong originated in, the script comes from England. We're doing P.F. Dietrich, where, we're celebrating this French and this German megastar who made it big in the United States. So we have just this beautiful range of shows that all incorporate a certain amount of theater magic, whether it's things going wrong on a big scale, or whether it's the magic of Frozen, or all of the different importance of being earnest is taking us on this journey through time, but through this really beautiful aesthetic lens. So I think it's just, there's a lot of delight in the season that I think people can look forward to.
I love that. So if people haven't got a subscription yet,
now is your
Where?
moment. And actually, if you happen to have bought a ticket to The Play That Goes Wrong, you can convert that into a subscription for the whole season. But yeah, subscriptions are on sale now, and definitely a great opportunity to pick up all the shows at a reduced price. So we really encourage people to look into that.
that's great. And what's the website, or where should we send people?
grandtheater.com.
Amazing. Thank you both for coming in. Really excited about the season. I have my subscription. I'm ready. I will be there. So yes, really excited about the season. Thank you both. We'll definitely send people your way.
Thank you.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Joelle Richer is a London-based entrepreneur and community leader with a passion for building businesses and bringing people together. He is the co-founder of B&B Mobile Bars and Entertainment, a mobile bar company that has quickly become a fixture at festivals, weddings, and community events across Ontario. Joelle is also a partner in Forest Brewery, where he has helped grow the brand through local collaborations and sustainability initiatives, including the 4% Give Back, a model for reforestation. A natural connector and storyteller, he founded the Fail Fast collaboration series and large-scale events like Horizon Fest and Oktoberfest, creating platforms to celebrate local and create immersive experiences. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Super excited to have you here. I love what you do. I feel like we connected a few years ago, and it's been really cool to watch you grow. And I think what I'd love to start with is, why do you do all of this? Because you're really doing a lot for community. And I'm curious what your inspiration is.
Yeah, I think for me is putting myself in the shoes of our client base and being like, hey, what's missing and what would I want to go to? So when you think of a B&B event, it's really about creating an immersive experience for our clients. And every time I do something, I always start through the lens of, would I be excited to go to this or to experience this networking event or to have this at my wedding? So that's kind of the lens that we put it through, and that's what I wanted to bring to the table.
Yeah, and I really do think that's exactly what you've done. Like, we were chatting quickly before the show, and you're building events for people our age, where they're not sort of the staunchy networking event, but they're also not like something super young either. Like, they're for professionals, and they really are immersive and connecting and all of those pieces.
Yeah, we wanted to kind of create something that was a little bit more of an elevated experience as well, so that when you walked in, you really felt like you were transported and that you're experiencing something, maybe different, or something that maybe felt like you were like in a different city than London. This is not an offense to anybody else that's doing things in London, but London felt like there was just needed some like new flair, new energy, and it was just a new angle that we wanted to take on some of the events that were happening in the city.
Yeah, and that's it. That's exactly what I feel like you've done. Is you've brought things in a completely new way, and I love it. So you've been intentionally hosting things at Springbank, and I'm curious about that, because it really is a space that is, I think, underutilized.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was exactly kind of where we went with it. So like, I live in that pocket of London, and really felt like, hey, there's so much that goes on downtown. There's a lot that goes on at Kellogg's now, which is East London, but it felt like the southwest corner of the city was kind of underserved from an events perspective, and what a beautiful venue. It has a ton of history. That venue was used as a concert hall, years and years ago. There's some big name acts that went there, and it's kind of just laid dormant in terms of being used for that purpose. So we're like, hey, let's try something out and see how it works. And Horizon Fest was a huge success. We had a lineup all the way to Wonderland, and we're going
amazing.
to try to do it again here in a week or so with Oktoberfest.
That's awesome. And I have to say, your content is super fun. And it's not your background, right? Like,
No, it's not, and I can't take all the credit for the content. I will say we work super closely with a lot of our partners, and one of which is PM Creative Studios. So Paul Marinowski's my business partner on a lot of this, and he's kind of the creative genius behind a lot of the content. So, we really lean on him to put that together. And I think that's another big part of what we do is we try not to do it in a vacuum. So no matter what event that we do, we're pulling in different partners. So Horizon Fest, we partnered with Craft Poppy. With this event, we're partnering with, Forest and PM Creative Studios. And each event going forward will be a lot of the same, really kind of laser focused on supporting local and shining a light on other local businesses that are doing cool things.
yeah, which is, I love that. And so when we think about sort of how your creative process works, where these ideas come from. So you mentioned that it was really around stuff that you would want to do. Do you have other ideas in mind that you're starting to already think about for future events?
Yeah, for sure. So both Horizon and Oktoberfest were really hoping that they become an annual event. And we also want to highlight some other just different venues in the city. And we want to get creative with it. We've been kicking around doing like a full mall takeover, doing something on the top floor of a parking lot, like just crazy stuff, crazy ideas. And when you're creative like that, you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I'm sure we'll figure out what our next crazy big idea is soon. But we're planning on doing a Horizon 2, and definitely the summer version will probably be at Springbank Gardens again, because we feel like it's just such a great venue. But we're always looking for other creative ways to bring events to London.
Awesome. What's the best way that people can connect with you and follow and see what's going on? Is it through B&B?
Yeah, I would say through B&B or Forest Brewery. So we're most active on Instagram, so that's the best way to kind of follow our content. So I don't know if you post socials or not,
we'll
but
post that up.
if you do, then just follow those Instagrams. That would be the best way to follow us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back. Our final guest today, we are all going to be inspired by. So prepare to be inspired by one of London's brightest young innovators. Joining us is a youth innovator and Canada-wide science fair gold medalist whose award-winning project, Melody Mind, uses music and AI to make learning more engaging and fun. I'm excited to learn how Anaya Zia created this platform and why music makes such a powerful learning tool. Welcome to the show, Anaya.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. I have lots of questions as somebody who's never won a science fair. So tell me, how did you get to the World Science Fair contest?
So there are several steps involved. First, you need to think of a project idea, which honestly isn't as easy as it may sound. Then you have to go compete in the regional science fair. In London, that's the Thames Valley Science Fair.
Okay.
The top 10 at this science fair will be selected to move on to the Canada-wide science fair, where you can compete among...
You're good. Who do you compete among?
You compete among hundreds of the nation's best students.
Oh, wow. And then, so how many are competing in general? Do you know how many compete at the world competition?
This year, it's not the world competition, it's the National Science Fair.
Okay.
This year, there were around 300 competitors, 100 in my age category.
Wow.
So it's split into junior, intermediate, and senior. Junior is grade 7 and 8, intermediate is grade 9 and 10, and senior is grade 11 and 12.
Okay, so it was you and 99 other projects.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, how do you come up with a science fair idea? What's your process?
Well, so personally, I was looking at different high schools and their academic achievements to pick where I wanted to go this year. And I came across an interesting article which showed that academic performance in Canada for science and math were slowly declining. And I thought that maybe this was because of the learning system and not the students' ability. And I wanted to come up with a newer and more fun way of learning to help students excel.
Oh, I love that. That's super cool. So when you started, did you know it would be connected to music?
I've always been interested in music because I myself play clarinet and I like listening to songs while I study. So I was hoping I could do something related to songs.
Okay. So I'm interested in terms of the actual project. What did you end up? What were your findings, or what did you learn?
Okay, so basically my project is split into two parts. The first is the website and the second is a study. So for the website, I created a custom AI model that would generate song lyrics, taking information from the Ontario Grade 8 to 12 science and math curriculum. These were then turned into songs using Suno AI. For the second part of my project, I conducted a study. I got 20 grade 8 students, and I had them all take a pre-test on the circulatory system. After that, I split them into half randomly. Half of them listened to the song for 20 minutes, and the other half read the information for 20 minutes. Then they took an immediate post-test, a 1-day post-test, and a 1-week post-test. The results showed that both groups had identical pre-test averages, which was interesting, of 37.5%, and they both showed similar improvement in the immediate post-test. However, the differences became apparent over time. On the 1-day post-test, the song group scored around 80%, while the information group only had around 69%.
Oh, wow.
This was an almost 20% increase. At the 1-week post-test, the song group maintained a high average, while the information group still had their low average. So this showed that song-based learning can improve long-term retention for students.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not super surprised, but it's so not what you think about when you think about how do you learn. But it makes sense because we've often used rhymes or letters and things to help us remember things.
Yes, especially if you went to a French school, we used like the rhymes to learn the pronouns, je suis, tu es, like that, if you remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids did that. That's super interesting. And so what do you want to do with this information now? Do you have aspiration to take it farther?
I'm working on launching my website and making it publicly available for educators and students across Canada.
Okay. This has been absolutely amazing. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you so much.
I think this is really powerful research that somebody should continue, and it sounds like you're probably the person who could do that too. So I really appreciate you coming in today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is a wrap on today's episode of What's Up London. Please be sure to follow our guests on social media, check out their websites, and join their events where possible. A big thank you to all of our guests, and thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.